Hello and welcome back to the A Word and Me. My name is Elana and welcome to my penultimate video for pre-freshers. This video is all about some general tips for Freshers Week, how to survive it and make the most of it whilst also having a good experience. Everyone is going to have different kind of experiences of freshers and it's going to be different for everyone, so the idea is that you should make freshers your own. Don't let other people make your freshers, you make it what you want it to be. I was absolutely dreading freshers. I was like, you know, it's 9 days of my life, that's it, all I have to do, and then I never have to do it again, and I ended up absolutely loving it. So you never know, you might be in my position if you are dreading it, but hopefully you find some of these tips helpful. Homesickness. Homesickness is probably bound to hit you at some point. It might not, but it might when you kind of first join. One of the best ways to combat this is to stay off social media. It's really easy to see photos of your friends having an absolute blast and you might be really missing them, and that's just not going to help your whole perception and enjoyment factor of freshers. My friends had this like group chat and we all went to uni in different weeks, and the first lot that went were finding it really hard, and I remember reading it and it ended up really stressing me out that I was going to be in the same boat. So by staying off social media, that really helped. I also tried to not talk to my parents too much. Like, I did talk to them, but I didn't call them every day because I found that was just going to make me miss them more, and I needed to focus on this new environment. But that doesn't mean if you're having a hard time, don't contact parents and family members and friends. Just kind of limit to what you do and try and focus on you, the moment, the people that you're living with, and your experience, rather than watching everybody else's. Don't feel pressured to do anything. It is really important that you are able to say no, and don't feel afraid to say no, because saying no is really important, and it's not going to harm any friendships or anything with anyone. If someone doesn't respect the fact that you're saying no, then it shows that really you shouldn't be friends with them and that you want to hang around with other people. Good friends will respect that you say no and will understand why you've said no, so don't feel embarrassed to say no, because sometimes saying no is the best thing that you can do. Downtime is okay, and you really should take some downtime. It's really easy to think, oh, if I take downtime I'm going to be missing out on things. That's not true. You might miss out on the moment then, but if you don't take any downtime, you're just going to burn out completely, and you're not going to be able to make good memories throughout the week because you're really going to be struggling. It's really good to have downtime, recharge your battery, so the next time that you're being social, you're able to enjoy it fully, rather than half enjoying it because you just didn't have that downtime. This one is really useful if you've had like a job over summer, so you have some money aside. Put some money aside for freshers. This can be used to fund the whole kind of freshers experience, so any drinks that you might buy, any clothes you might buy, any food, any societies that you might join. What I did was I had one job last year that I put all the money I earned from that towards freshers, and it just sat in an account, and that's where I bought all my tickets and stuff like that. And I think I gave myself like £100 to £150, and I didn't end up using it all, but it was really helpful to have that money. That way you can stick on a budget and you're not just going into all of your student loan, because what you don't want to do is spend all of that and then be like, I have no money for the rest of term, and that you've like wasted it on drinks and stuff. I think it's really important to sit in the kitchen or like a social space that you have, because that's going to be like a hub for everyone to go into, and by sitting in there you're putting yourself out there, and people are going to come in, and it's going to make a way to make conversations. People might be quite shy about going into each other's rooms initially, and if you just stay in your room you might feel quite isolated. So going to the kitchen is really important because it facilitates conversations. On our first night of freshers, once we all kind of moved in, we all gravitated towards the kitchen and we all kind of sat in there getting to know each other, which was really nice. It was just so weird sitting with 11 other strangers that you've like never met before, and it's like, okay, I'm living with you for like the next year, so it's weird. Prepare for freshers flu. I don't know anybody that didn't get freshers flu. I'm sure there are like plenty of people out there, but it is a thing. But it's kind of inevitable that you're going to be sick. You're just surrounded by loads of people, loads of germs. You're tired, your immune system's going to be down, and you don't want to like come ill and then you have nothing to prepare. So bring things like ibuprofen, paracetamol, Sudafed, tissues, throat sweets, anything that you need to combat a cold. This next one's probably a bit of an obvious one, but drink responsibly, guys. Like, if you're gonna get really drunk and be paralytic and puking everywhere, then it's just gonna ruin everyone's night. And from experience, the A&E in York is really hot, the seats are really uncomfortable and it's loud, so you just don't want to like end up there. I haven't been there for drinking, just to be clear, or anything drink related, but drink responsibly, know your limits. You know, you can have your wild nights out where you throw up everywhere and get really drunk, but only do that when you know you're really comfortable with a group of people and you can really trust them. Even if you feel like you know everyone really well at the end of freshers, chances are you probably don't, and it's like, do you really trust them well enough to deal with a really drunk you that's saying stupid things? It's just kind of better, just don't do it. Like, drink, of course, like get drunk if you want to, but just know your limits and drink sensibly and responsibly. Gosh, I sound like such a mum saying that, but like, it's the truth, and I feel like an obligation to put that in and make it clear. This is like another mum thing, but make sure you're getting plenty of sleep. You know, if you're not sleeping enough, you're just going to be tired all the time, you're not going to be able to stay out clubbing and stuff like that, and you're also going to be more at risk to freshers flu. It's like okay to go to bed before other people because everyone has different sleep cycles. I'm much more of an early riser and going to bed earlier than like other people were, so I was never going to be going to bed at the same time as them. That was kind of a given. But accept that it's likely that you might not get enough sleep where you are compared to like how you normally sleep. So like, just expect to not be getting whatever you normally get, but make sure you're still getting like a decent amount of sleep. You don't really want to be sleeping for like 4 hours each night because that's just like a recipe for disaster. Be friendly to people, you know, be approachable, have a smile on your face, say hello. Some of the great conversation starters when you meet new people are saying your name, what are you studying, where you're from, and asking them as well. They're kind of really simple, really easy conversation starters, and things can just kind of develop from there. It's really important, if possible, to go out of your comfort zone and try new things, make new experiences, make new friends. But while saying that, don't lose yourself, stay true to who you are and your values and your personality, but go out there, be brave, try new things, get out of your comfort zone. Another kind of tip is that you don't have to go out at all. It might seem that everybody that you're surrounded by is a really big clubber, a really big drinker. The chances are that that's not true at all. A lot of people, well, some people are, but a lot of people aren't at all, and you'll find that the drinking and clubbing really starts to die down after freshers, especially the kind of after like a few weeks it really goes down. You know, it's completely okay to say no, and often the kind of best flat bonding moments actually happen when you're not out, because when you're clubbing and stuff, it's dark, it's noisy, you can't really speak to people. One of my kind of favourite nights was when Lorene and me watched Borat together. I think that really bonded us as a pair, and just general things that we got round to doing, like the puking story in the flat, you know, that didn't come from clubbing, so a lot of the best memories you'll make won't come from clubbing at all. But if you want to go out, that's cool, but when there are clubbing nights, it's absolutely okay to say no. Don't worry about it at all, you're not missing out at all. Like, sometimes we need downtime, sometimes we don't want to do things, and that's completely okay. Don't think it's going to affect you in any way, it's just really not, because like I said, just nothing happens when you go clubbing, to be honest. Sometimes the way there, the way back can be a bit of a journey, but when you're in there, like, chances are you won't be missing out on anything at all. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and that you find some of these tips helpful. Freshers Week is going to be okay, like, you'll get through it. It's an experience that, like, kind of everyone remembers, and I think in general really enjoys. You are all in the same boat together. It is going to be nerve-wracking, but you just can't explain the feeling of the whole thing. It's really weird, and I really wish I could do it again, to be honest with you. But I've kind of had my time. My time is up for freshers. I've got like other things to do for freshers this year, mainly being DSO and hiding away from all of the freshers because I don't like busy places and I don't want to get sick. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and you look forward to my last kind of video tomorrow, and that it's been a good week and it's going to be okay. Like, I promise you that it's going to be okay, even at the year when you hit rock bottom at times and you think, why am I here, why have I done this to myself? It genuinely does get a lot better. And anyway, have a fantastic evening. Goodbye.